Whoever holds the paper holds the truth. That is where we are tonight. Part one was you are not behind. You are under audited. Mhm. Part two was show me the receipts. And tonight we are closing this series with one question: who has custody of your proof? Because let me tell you, what is happening right in front of your faces. You go to the store and they ask, do you want your receipt printed, emailed, or text? No, print it. You go to the doctor, they tell you to check a portal. No, print it. You pay a bill, they want you to go paperless. No, mail it. You buy tires, appliances, electronics, tools, software, business supplies, etc. Email confirmation, text receipts, app history, portal access, cloud storage, account dashboard. No. Where is the paper? Where is the proof? I can put my own hand on. That's what I want. Where is the document that does not require a password? See, if it has a password, you don't own it. Where is the receipt that does not require your server to be working? If you got to power something up to get proof of ownership, there's a problem. And I don't think, we was talking about this last night in Bank Yourself. You all don't understand how the custody starts with the paper. Whoever, in crypto, we have this saying they say, not your keys, not your crypto. Well, it's sort of the same thing when it comes to paper. If you don't have the paper, if you go in for retail, no matter how sophisticated and up to date they are, if you don't have a paper receipt, it's as if it never happened. And they do everything in their power so that not only you cannot read the receipt, so that you don't see the receipt. I just seen, I seen it a while back, but it's made its way back. When you go out of town, especially in touristy places, they do a lot of surcharges, weird surcharges and upcharges. These restaurants will do it, facilities will do it, you name it. And what they do, they tack on these charges that are not legal. But if you don't contest it, you can't fight it. And you notice now when you go to a restaurant, they bring you a little like kiosk, a hand kiosk, right? And that creates a sense of pressure too, because you want to sit there and you want to go through everything. This actually happened to me. And I said, hey, what is this? You need to learn how to contest things. See, it's one thing when they give you a paper receipt. They don't want to give you a paper receipt. And if you've been in my ecosystem for a very long time, you already know that's a no-no over here. If you have, like, I use OpenAI sends you a confirmation of the payment. You need to print that. You need to print it, and you need to put it in your receipt binders. Okay? That's what you need to do, because they need there not to be proof. They like to keep things in portals and digital. Why? Because they can always change the terms of service. So let's say you get an apartment. Let's say you get an apartment, you're leasing something, and they're like, oh, don't worry. I think everyone now has a renter's portal, right? So if you rent, they put you in some type of database and portal, and you pay your rent in the portal, your leases in their portal, all that. Hey, let me tell you something. And they'll tell you, oh, don't worry, it's all in the portal. You could just print it out. It's always there for you to access. Listen, it can always be changed. If it's in a portal, just like with streaming, it can always be changed. So what you do, you go in those portals and you print it out. You print out the receipt. Let's continue with the monologue. Where is the record that does not disappear when the app updates? Where is the bill that does not vanish because an email account gets locked? Okay. Where is the evidence that I can hand to a person, put in a binder, scan, copy? Because access is not custody. Let me say that again. Access is not custody. Access means they let you see it. I like to shop at Ulta. Pass all the smells in there. But I like to go to Ulta, and I do my little hauls over at Ulta. And Ulta, or if you go to Sephora, they always want to access your account by your phone number or by your email, right? And then they say, "Oh, do you want us to email you this, or do you want us to text it?" Let me tell you something. Every time you allow them, let's say you've blocked them, or let's say you just don't want them receiving, you don't want to receive emails. These companies have tons and tons and tons and tons of emails. And you're like, "I keep blocking them, but I keep getting emails." The issue with that is because they send you email under a different email handle. Okay. And so legally, because of that transaction, they now can contact you. So you're like, "Why am I getting text?" I'm going to tell you something. Going forward, never give a business, if possible, okay, on a big chain level, never give them your phone number, never give them your email. And I would even dare say, and I don't like to say this because I'm a small business owner, but here's the thing. I have an email list and I have an SMS list. I've made it now. It's a privilege to be on my email list. Okay. Once you're gone, you're gone. I only allow people to get on my email list now they have to qualify to get on the email list. You have to have made so many purchases. I don't allow randos to get on the email list anymore. I don't. And so just like I want you to be careful who you give your email to. If you're a business owner, you need to be careful who you allow to be on your email list. Go check in. Check and see if you got a bunch of I spies. Check and see if you got people who they open every email, but these people, you don't see them in your ecosystem or whatever the case may be, or you notice they've been on the email list all this time. And let me give you a little FYI, because I work with business owners. If you got certain people that are on your email list, they're always in your ecosystem. They're always opening the emails. They're opening your blogs. They're reading your blogs. They're doing those kind of things. You might want to be a little careful because a lot of times those are I spies. Those are people that are most likely stealing your content of sort. If I even get the inclination that's the case, I block them. Okay. I remove them off my email list and I block them. If you got people like I have, I remove people. If they haven't made a purchase in 2 years, I remove them. Okay. If they're not opening up the emails, I remove them because they're not opening them anyways. So why have these people on your email list? And I think sometimes we're so busy trying to build an ecosystem, not looking at the fact if it's a quality ecosystem. Okay. But you as a consumer got to do the same thing. All right. Qualify people you give your phone number to, because you have to understand everything is interconnected. And now they have access to your phone. Now they have access to your emails. Now they have access to your device. The minute you give someone possibly your phone number or your email and you click on their link or what have you, they have cookies running in the background, especially with these major corporations. So you have to be very careful. If I told you, I could show you some of the things that they're able to do right now just by you giving your email out or just by you giving your phone number out. Okay. So understand, let me say this again. Access is not custody. Access means they let you see it. You know how some people, and I've done it, they're gonna clear their archives because they got to free up space. They're gonna clear their database. So it doesn't matter that you had stuff with them 10 years ago. It's wiped out. Custody means you hold it. Access means you can log in today. Custody means you still have proof tomorrow. Access means they can change the dashboard. How has that happened to any of you all? You go in and they don't change the complete dashboard. Data done change. Information done change. That contract done changed. Custody means you have the document. Access means the company holds the record. Custody means you hold the receipt. All I need you to understand, okay, well, I'll say, I need you to understand something. Companies are not pushing paperless because they care about your convenience nor the environment. No, 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 no. And as you come on in, if you can, go ahead and hit the like button so I can signal out to everyone because I'm not going to be long today. I'm wrapping up this series. So if you can, go ahead. Hey, I see a bunch of you all in here. Go ahead and hit the like. That'll be great. So they don't care about your convenience or the environment. They are training you out of custody. They are training you to stop asking for paper. They are training you to trust dashboards. They are training you to trust portals. They are training you to trust emails. And they are training you to trust we have it on file. No, 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 no. No. I need it in my file because whoever owns the papers owns the truth. And a lot of us are living like decentralized people in theory, but centralized. Okay. We say we want sovereignty. We say we want it to be off the grid. We say we want digital independence. We say we want our own data. We say we want to protect our business. We say we want to bank ourselves and be our own bank. We say we want to steward at home. But where are the papers? Where are the bills? Where are the account records? Where are the policies? Where are the warranties and the informational sheets? Where are the receipts? Where are the purchase records? Where are the screenshots printed? I don't have a problem with screenshots. You better print it. Where are the business expenses? Are you running them P&Ls every month or quarterly? Where are the tire receipts? Where are the utility bills? Most people don't even get a utility bill in the mail. I do. And they fight me tooth and nail. I don't care. And then every once in a while, they will secretly, oh, we made an update to the policy. Now you have to manually ask, I need it. I want it. Send it to me. Where are the insurance declarations? Where are the bank statements? See, let me tell you something. And I tell people this. I see KC Mobile Notary. I bet you do. As a notary, you know how important record keeping is. And listen, y'all, this may seem very frivolous. And me having a law enforcement background and being in business as long as I have, I'm telling you right now, one day this stuff is going to disappear. It's going to disappear. It's going to it's going to go. And you're going to go scrambling, looking through bins of trash, of paper and all this stuff. Listen, I'm doing a binder class on Sunday. It's a 4-hour training, right? And we're going to do a series of different binders, general binders, right? One particularly for some of my crypto people or financial binders. We're going to do one for a home binder. And there's so many different ways you could do it, whether you're going to use an accordion folder. If you got bins, you can put them in Ziploc bags. I don't care if you could literally I have a receipt bin. I just throw receipts in it. Now, because of how my mind works, I can't follow up with a receipt every day, right? However, you want to know something I can do? I can throw a paper receipt in the bin. And I'm so neurotic, okay, about it. Whereas I split my retail receipts from other conventional receipts. Okay? I am a master for creating categories. Okay? The Lord showed me how to do this. And even if you can't get to it, let me tell you something about your paperwork. Your paperwork should always have a home. And it should have a collected home. It should have an apartment building. So I have a folder where it's for business, and then one folder is for business. One of my accordion folders is for, like, you know how you unbox something, and you know how you get like the manual, and you get the warranty, and you get the serial number. You get all that stuff. Because what if you want to resell it? What if you want to sell it at a yard sale or something? Do you know how awesome it'd be to be able to hand that paperwork to somebody? What if you want to see, am I maximizing this? I have this oil machine, right? And I'm not maximizing it. And I said, you know what? And guess what? I could go right to my folder and I can look at all the things that it gave me, all the ideas it gave me. Okay? For real. Greaser said, my electric company says there's a fee, and which same with me. And I said, I don't care. Bill me. Mail me my receipt. They will fight you tooth and nail for that. But y'all don't understand right now, it's the fight of custody, because they can change anything at the end of a second. When they know, and I'm telling you, this just happened to me, and luckily I had everything, praise God, backed up. But this happened to my Mac. I just had to do a hard reset. Okay? I just did a hard reset. on my Mac. Okay. But that's all right. Guess what? I had an external hard drive. Oh my goodness. Hold on. My leg going to sleep. Oh goodness. Hold on. I said, okay, no problem. And it actually worked out better for me. And here's the thing. I was asking you all for the receipts, and you might be like, you're going to listen to this and you might be like, it's not that big of a deal. Let me tell you something. So I can nip that ignorance right in the bud. Do you not know every click on your phone, every click on a link, every entering into a website, every time you go into your email, Gmail, Proton, Yahoo, Hotmail, do you not understand that receipts are being kept on you? You won't even, I have a whole receipt bin for my body. I was going through the other day and I was able to pull out when I broke my leg, I broke my ankle or whatever. It was dangling. I'll never forget that. And I had to praise God, I didn't have to get surgery because I was training for it wasn't a marathon. I had just finished a marathon and I wanted to do my first durathon. So that's running, bike riding, and swimming. And I was training for that. And then I ended up breaking my leg. And I was able to pull the records. Now you might think, oh, I'll just shred this. That's part of your history. Your medical, anything you do, because let me tell you, if you understood how these medical databases are working, this is one of the biggest things, right? This is one of the biggest things that's going on the blockchain technology. Medical records is huge. Huge. You want to know why? Scientists want access to it. Pharmaceutical companies want access to it. Researchers want access to it. Everyone wants, and if you don't have parameters in place to lock that down or even know that you can, guess what? They are outsourcing your data. So before you sit here and listen to this and be like, I ain't doing all that. That's fine, because if a multi-billion-dollar company will do it on you, you deserve everything that you get. You need to custody yourself. How do you say you the boss of you? You own you. You a manager and a good steward of yourself. And you couldn't even go back to some paperwork or medical records from 5 years ago. I was just telling my people this last night, and bank yourself. I was just telling them this. I found my what was going through, and I get really emotional when I was in Grady Hospital and almost died of COVID. I was able to pull those records. Who knows if these records will come in handy at some point? Maybe there's a class action lawsuit. Maybe something else goes on with my health. I have the records. Case in point. Do y'all see what's going on in New York right now? And I'll finish the monologue, but did you see what's going on in New York right now? Did you see how there's a building that's collapsing from the inside? There's a building collapsing. Do you want to know who owns the building? Do you want to know why they had to do an emergency evacuation? Who that? Who building? Who building is collapsing? They had to do an emergency evacuation, and now no one can enter it. And most likely they're going to have to do a controlled demolition. You want to know who? Pfizer. Don't believe me? I wouldn't say Google it. Use Brave. I use Brave as my browser. Use Brave or use people are using DuckDuckGo, but I like Brave. Okay. Pfizer. Is it by any coincidence Pfizer have a whole building? Think that thing like 40 stories or something like that. It's huge, right? We had to get out there. You think they're gonna let the files and everything else go down with the demolition? Yeah. No one can enter the building. Oh, you can't save the papers? No. Don't worry, a lot of that stuff is backed up somewhere. But these corporations care more about your information. And I'm going to tell you, and I get on my father, I'll get his cell phone. He'll say, Nunu, can you look at this? Can you do, I'm having trouble. And all these apps are open. As a matter of fact, right now, I need y'all to take a tab break. I want y'all to look up at your browser. How many tabs you got open? How many tabs you got open? Close them. Close them and clear your cookies. Learn to write down your passcodes. Learn to write down websites. Learn to memorize these things. Learn to have a database, a physical database of of the information. Oh, I keep it open because I don't want to forget. And they reading all your stuff. They reading when you go into your bank account. They're reading how much money you got. They know. And then what happens is they build a profile off of you. Okay. So someone says they sold that Pfizer building. Why would their files be in there after they sold it? Well, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. From my understanding, it was still, parts of it was still active. There was a lot of people leasing inside of it. So I don't know. So that could be wrong on my part. Maybe everything is out and I can't, and just to be fair, I should consider that. But I was under the operation that there was still floors or whatever that was Pfizer's, that they still had things in there, and there were other leasers of that building. But if anyone can check that out, and I will check that out as well to clarify and follow up. Brandon, you're correct. Links keep us up. Okay, keep up with us. That's how they keep tabs on us all the time. Y'all, there's a cyborg for each and every one of us. There is a digital profile of you. This is why they want access to you. This is why Siri always wants you to they want you to have those buttons on. They want to train their AI model. Everything you log into, they're like, hey, do you want us to help you serve you better? And we can no, deny it. Anise, hey, baby doll. She says, I already bought the binders, need to get the sheet protectors. Come on. I'll see you Sunday, girl. Listen, I'm so excited. I mean, I'm going to have people, they're going to be itching to always doing this. Every time when I do my binder classes, people love it because it has them to operate totally differently. So yeah, for you all that haven't, matter of fact, let me put the link in the chat. If you want to join us on Sunday at, what is it? I think it starts at 4. It starts at 4. We welcome you. It's going to be great. It's not just for Bank Yourself people, but we will be doing part of that. It's a 4-hour class. It's $27.76. So $27.76. I really think you will enjoy it. Let me see. Yeah, I think you will. Candy, join us. Let me put it in here. I'm gonna put binder class, and then I'm gonna pin it to the top. So if you're catching this on the replay, it's the custody binder setup. Okay. And watch how things just start to manifest in your life, because I'm telling you, this level of stewardship and organization is what a lot of people need. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pin it to the top. Okay. And let me just show that. All right. So join in on the custody binder setup. Okay. Hey, Alicia. She said, poor Alicia, cyborg. Thing must be struggling. Girl, okay. So I still ain't. Hey, Kev, I seen Kevin here earlier. I got the monologue for you, baby. Let me finish it up, okay? So, so we say we want sovereignty. We say we want to be off grid. We say we want digital independence. We say we want to own our data. We want to protect our businesses. We say we want to bank yourself. But where are the papers? Where are the bills? Where are the receipts and the warranties and the policies? Where are the account records? Okay. Where are the business expenses? Where are these things? Okay. Where are your bank statements? Do y'all even get a bank statement anymore? I do. I get it in the mail. Where are the backups? Where's the backup to the backup? Where is the proof? Because you cannot call yourself a decentralized hybrid being while your entire life is owned by somebody else. Okay? Custody begins with us. Custody begins in the house. Custody begins in the drawer. Custody begins in the file folder. Custody begins in the binder. You know what's not custody? Them receipts that's dangling around in your purse, ladies. You know what's not custody? Them receipts dangling around in your wallet, sir. Bulging your wallet, bulging from a bunch of receipts. Okay? Like it's got a bunch of body fat spilling out of the wallet full of papers. That kitchen drawer, that's not a binder. That's not proper custody. Everything needs a home. Everything needs a home. Give it a home. Let me tell you something. I have a girlfriend of mine that deals in the area of estate, and she said changed me. Well, a lot of things she have said it changed my perspective, because she gets to see inside the world of people while alive and after death. And one of the things when she's processing, let's say someone has an estate and they got millions of dollars and they have accounts, and the issue is a lot of people are not properly documented, because and the funny thing is people that tend to be wealthy, they tend to be a little paranoid, right? They don't let everyone know everything. They have a lot of secret accounts. They may even have offshore accounts. They have investments they've forgotten, and it's there as an estate manager. It's their business to find it. And she says, Kimberly, I go into their house and I unfold every piece of paper. You want to know what's funny? She said one time she unfolded. It was a box. It was an old box in the garage. They have to go through everything with a magnifying glass, dust it off and everything. Come to find out, the family, there were some grandchildren or nieces and nephews that she really loved, and there wasn't they knew something was missing, and the family member was like, she didn't leave them anything, like that's really odd. And she says, don't worry, this is not unusual, we'll find it. If there is something, we'll find it. And she found an old receipt. Hear me out. She found an old receipt that was like a bank statement type of receipt or what have you. And I want to say it was an old receipt from like Charles Schwab, right? And it was something that a lot of times we go through things and we'll just toss it, right? We'll just, oh, this is junk. This is old mail. If I'm not mistaken, when she found that led to them, because they're a law office, so they was able to pull records. She was like, most likely she has some accounts with these people. Sure enough, all the investments for those children was in those accounts, and I think it was like 2 or 3 children, and I think it was a total. I think each child had somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but it was somewhere around in investments $300,000. And it was still growing and maturing, and they couldn't cash out until a certain time. I think the kids were like middle-aged kids, early adolescents. But she had like a stock portfolio and indexes, all that set up for the children. If she didn't go through those receipts, it could have sat there. It could, how many people are sitting on. I know this is the case with part of my family, with some, even with me. My grandfather set us up in a trust. We can never find the trust. So this is why a binder. No, don't think just because you may have old retirement papers or you may have an old. We teach in Bank Yourself, right? We have people. Taj was just in here. What's up, Taj? Taj was just up in here. And there was a few weeks ago, it was a few months ago, I did a custody class, and where you had to go and find, just review your stuff. He had an old, I don't know if it's like a Kraken account or something like that. He had an old account. Boy had forgot he had bought him some Bitcoin. And he was in profitable margins and had a bunch of money. Okay. Right. So a lot of times it's okay. Listen, we can't keep up with everything. I'm okay if we forget some things, but who don't forget that binder? Who don't forget that accordion file folder? Don't forget that fireproof safe that you got. It don't forget, baby. Keep them receipts. Okay. and you put everything in it. I'm to the point, like I'm on a whole nother level with mine. And now I like stationery and binders and anything editorial. Like I like that naturally, but you want to give these things a home. I have things where I have appliances and whatever, where I got the maintenance and the maintenance tag, the warranty, all that stuff that paperwork, it goes into a sleeve. And when it goes into a sleeve, it goes into its own pocket. And guess what? I can, if I need a maintenance something or whatever, I can reference it. It has the model number, all that. I found this old Polar device that's on my hand, which is it's like it only runs off a battery. So I don't have to worry about no Bluetooth. I don't have to worry about being connected to the internet. And I love it. And I was like, oh my goodness. I remember when I first got this long ago, right? Guess what I found with it though? Guess what I found with it, y'all? And I've owned this device for about 10 years. I totally forgot about it. The paperwork. And so I went to my bot and I was like, yo, can I still use it? I plugged it up. It's only off by 30 minutes. I'm not going to update it, but it works. It's counting my steps. It's doing all that. It's right now. I can see my heartbeat. I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I was able to refer to the manual. I was able to see the model, the model number, the serial number, all that stuff. I got it. And guess what? Now that I have this proof, I can also, because your insurance, if you have any kind of renter's insurance, house insurance, whatever, they want pictures. They want you to upload pictures and any kind of other documentation. So in the event there's some kind of destruction, that's already loaded up. Okay. So I want to get you all accustomed to this, because the world is banking on you not keeping IDs. Not keeping any kind of documentation. Right now, people around the country are destroying flock cameras. Again, receipts. They're keeping receipts on you. Did you just see the woman who got accused of a crime? Come to find out, she's on camera at the same, by the grace of God, she's on the camera at the same time. And it's a woman that just happened to look like her doing the crime, but because of the truck and everything else, and I think her husband had the truck for the day, as a matter of fact, he was off site doing a job. The wife is like, you got the detective come and say, hey, this is you. It's the only person it could be. Now she's suing them. Right now, you got a bunch of police officers throughout the United States that are getting locked up, right? Yeah, they destroying them flock cameras. They cutting them down with saws. You got police officers right now being fired left and right because they've been using flock cameras to stalk people. Everyone keeping tabs on you but you. You better go ahead and just learn how to do this, because this is going to be, our grandparents did it. You know, one thing I'll say, black, white, or zebra stripe, people, especially people who were descendant of slaves or any kind of slave trade, like the Irish, Italians, blacks, or Africans, I'll say, not blacks. They a lot of time didn't have no kind of identification. And there was a cost to losing the documentation. But you want to know something? Going forward, they became archivists. They learned to archive their life. They learned to keep records. They seen how history was destroyed. Right now, everything that I'm doing, going back to, which I've been telling you all for years, going back to listening to CDs, MP3 players, going back to movies on DVDs, all these things. Okay. So you have, I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. That kind of naturally, remember, okay, you want to know how I can prove to you all? A lot of you all are archivists, and a lot of you are, if you're millennial or Gen Z, I know this to be factual. Do y'all remember back in the day when we would get in the car, or if we was, I remember me and my teenage friends, right? And you was the ish. If you had, remember the CD portfolio? Remember, I remember some of us would get in the car and be like, yo, you want to ride out? What made you the star of the show is if you had that huge discography of CDs and you would flip through it like it was baseball cards. Do y'all remember that? We did this naturally. I remember my brother, I was so grossed out, but my oldest brother, he's what, 52 now? My oldest brother had, I have to, now looking back, I still think it's lame, but my brother had a huge wall of DVDs and VHSs. And he used to brag like, shoot, I don't ever have to go to Blockbuster. Okay? I don't ever have to. Right? Do you say Casey says I still have my CDs in a case like that. Okay? And it was fun. Brandon, I know, because you in music. Brandon, I knew you would have it. He says, I still have it. Of course. You DJ and stuff like that. So I could already see that. You probably even have albums. Okay, I used to have an album collection, lost it, and I need because I have a record player, and so I want to kick that off. Okay. So, custody begins with us. Custody begins in the house. Custody begins in the drawer. Custody begins in the file folder in the cabinet. Custody begins in the binder. It begins with the bill you refuse to let go paperless. Okay? Custody begins with the receipt you ask for them to print. They'd be like, oh, do you want a receipt? Yes. You want to know why? Let me tell you something. And I don't know if it's watching too much true crime or what have you. Do you not know there's been times a receipt kept a person from going to prison? A receipt from a gas station or a lottery ticket that they purchased at the gas station kept them from going to prison and being pinned on a murder? Y'all, listen, I'm not saying you have to be completely neurotic, right? And just so paranoid or anything like that. But I'm just saying, even if you want to see, I keep the receipts to see, okay, what am I spending money on? I had to talk myself out of not going to the farmer's market today because, baby, I wanted to go. They do it once a week and I wanted to go. Every time I go, I spend a lot of money, right? And they will handwrite the receipts. Okay, but I want to track. I want to track better, and we can always track better. Custody begins when you stop outsourcing your proof. That is why I teach binder classes. Not because paper is cute, not because binders are trendy. We did it in 5th and 7th grade, y'all. This is analog. This is analog. Not because I just like office supplies. That's kind of a lie. I do like office supplies, low key. I do. I buy pens and rulers and bookmarks and make bookmarks. I do stuff like that. So, but you get the point, right? I do like office supplies, but that's not the point. I teach binders because custody is power. I teach binders because memory is not documentation. If it's in your noggin, right, it needs to manifest on paper or whatever. I teach binders because screenshots are not a system. I teach binders because I know where it is. Okay? Not an audit trail. All right? I teach binders because your future self needs proof. Your family needs proof. Your business needs proof. Your house needs proof. Your money needs proof. Your body needs proof. Your assets need proof. Your obedience need proof. And your assignments need proof. So tonight, we are not just doing another long class. No. We are closing the audit. We already talked about the mind. We already talked about money. Tonight, we are pulling the remaining receipts: body, home, micro businesses, digital assets, and IP, and personal records. And we're going to land this plane. Let me tell y'all something. People, when you keep receipts, let me tell you something. When you keep receipts, people handle you differently. and your inner circle. When people know that, let me tell you something. I should have, when I was in law enforcement, no, no lie. Listen, when I look back, I would have been fired me because I was out of pocket sometime. However, you want to know something I was really good at that everyone knew? They knew I documented. I document. And I was the kind of person, I was going to pull out receipts. I was going to pull out emails. And this was the early mid 2000s. All right. So you couldn't just go deleting stuff. That happened to one of my coworkers who was an officer. And what he did, he changed the scheduling because he didn't want to work overtime. And so he went in there, changed it. And you want to know what? I'll never forget this. The officer, he was an older officer. His name was Mr. P. We called him Mr. P. Officer P. And Officer P was old school. Mr. P must have been born. I think Mr. P at that time, he had to been born in the 1940s. I can guarantee you. Mr. P was because when I was that was what, 10 years ago, and he had retired, and I was still pretty young. Mr. P was already in his 60s. And he retired. Okay. He had like a law enforcement career of like 60 years when I was there. Let me tell you something about them old school folk. And I'm going to tell you, I learned a lot of my documentation was old Black folks. Okay. It was old Negroes. Because let me tell you something. They had to have proof, y'all, because people would change things and people would lie. And I was raised to be hyper vigilant. And when I went to the workforce, especially where there wasn't a whole lot of me's, everyone that was of my hue was like, hey, you got to cover yourself. You got to CYA. And when they know that you CYA all day, I'm going to tell you something. People handle you different. Family members will handle you different. You want to borrow some money? Okay. Well, guess what? I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to give you this $500, but I'm going to send you an email and I'm going to send it with a read receipt. And upon receipt, that means you're in agreement with the terms of this $500. See, when you start bringing stuff up, like when you deal with things like that. That's how you address situations. But going back to Mr. P. Mr. P, he was old school. Mr. P, and remember at work, you have a big old photocopier. Mr. P used to get on our nerves because Mr. P would leave the schedule around everywhere. If you changed one thing on that schedule, Mr. P made a photocopy. And he would stand there reading it for 5 minutes, breathing hard before we had roll call. And he would write, he would make a photocopy. Now, mind you, he was part of a law firm too. But anyway, this kid didn't want to do the overtime. He changed the schedule, which was like, y'all have to understand, this is like a federal offense. It's not a federal offense, but you can't change legal documentation like that. Don't you know by the end of the day, that boy was fired on the spot. The chief of police fired him. He lied about it. I think Mr. P ended up having to work, and he knew at home. Now he ended up working, but he went at home, and guess what? He got that photocopy paper, and the kid went in there. I think he changed. Yeah, he reprinted in the system because he had some kind of. He wasn't a supervisor, but he had certain like he was a corporal. That's what it was. He went in there, reprinted the schedule to make it look different, and so that Mr. P had to work the overtime. Mm-hmm. And don't you know that man could have sued as well? So people may laugh at you, and it's like, I used to do that to my mom. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't always the receipt queen. I'll tell you that. But you know who was? My mother. If she needed to return something from 3 years ago, I was like, I do not want to be that person. Guess who's? It's not in a binder. It was in my mama's wallet. Oh, I got that receipt. What? Yeah, I got the receipt. And she go right to her wallet. I'm like, Ma, that's from like 5 years ago. I knew I had the receipt. Okay. People handle you different. Okay. Let me see. Alicia says, after my brother died, I made the hospital transcribe every record, note, medication, etc. I passed on the disc and had all 3 pages printed. Come on. Come on. That's what I'm talking. I tell people, especially in the event of someone dying, please get the records. Get the records. You never know. You find out there was someone killing folks at the hospital, or I've seen it with law enforcement. Like that girl right now, it's 2 officers. They're going back through their entire record and dismissing cases, repealing cases, people being let out of jail because these people, like that DNA testing lady. You want to keep your paperwork. Ant says, Ace, are hard drives with folder hierarchy intact? Is this the equivalent? Yes, and I think you should do both. So I remember it's like a backup to the backup to the backup. I don't have a problem with some things being in the cloud. That's cool. But then you also want your things on an external hard drive because and put that in a fireproof safe, right? You put that in a fireproof safe. Things that is like, oh, this could get burnt up or whatever, and you don't really care. That could be cool. But for the things that it's like, look, I have to keep this paperwork, put it in a fireproof safe. And if you can put it on a digital external hard drive, definitely do that. Definitely do that. I think it's equivalent, but you got to have both. Okay. Kev says, sure did. I didn't stand on, I couldn't stand binders as a kid though, but it made you accountable for notes and assignments because it showed what you had and didn't have during school. And let me tell you something, Kev. I remember this was an issue with me, right? I'm going to tell how I know people deal with you differently. And maybe some of y'all remember this when everything was more analog. If your teacher seen how you take notes, if your teacher, instructor, college professor, if they'll be like, there's a reason why they'll say, hey, bring in your notes. Let me see your notes. Let me see your notes from the read that you did. Let me see your notes from the lecture that we did. Because it's going to tell a story. It's going to tell a story. When I work with clients and I see their desktop and I see how they got things scattered, if I see their house is a mess, I already know how your brain operates. And that will determine the level of grace and favor that will be extended unto you. When people are having trouble, but you see that they're orderly, you see that they're structured, guess what? You don't mind helping. Why? Because they do have a structure. Maybe there's something else going on. And I think a lot of us fail to understand that. People want to help, but things are chaotic. So now a situation where I could just come in and help, now I got to clean up the cleanup. I got to do a pre-cleanup before we clean up. So like, okay, take for instance, we have the binder class, y'all, on Sunday, right? On Friday, I have an email because I'm shutting it off on Friday. Okay, so Friday, no one else can join, right? Because I gotta give out the instruction sheet. That part of the instruction sheet is I'm having people put things in bins. I'm having them put them in bins. I'm having them put them in Ziploc bags. Hell, you can put them in old Kroger bags for all I care. But you're going to do the separation Friday and Saturday, right? You're going to have your folders. You're going to have your Ziploc bags. You're going to have your mesh bags. You're going to have all those things there so that now only thing we got to do is we got to figure out what labels need to be in your binder. How are we going to map this out? How are we going to lay it out? What goes in what? That's the cleanup to the cleanup, right? And that's okay. A lot of times we have to organize things like that. So yeah. She's like, I wish I didn't get rid of my filing cabinets I had. Listen, if you find one of the old metal ones on the side of the road, get it. Come on, Julia. Military taught me to have hard copies all the time. Okay. All the time. So tonight we're pulling the remaining receipts: body, home, micro businesses, digital assets and IP, personal records, and we are going to land this plane because the leap has to land. All right. We got a quantum leap now. You cannot quantum leap into the second half of 2026 with no proof, no paper. Okay. A leap without custody becomes another fall. A blessing without documentation becomes a burden. An asset without proof becomes a fight. A business without records become a rumor. A home without systems become a scavenger hunt. And a life without receipts becomes somebody else's version of the truth. So Put this in the chat. Print the receipts. That's what, in all caps. I want all of us to come in agreement with printing the receipt. Guess what? And when you deal with people, you're going to know people who print the receipts. You're going to know people. You know, that's one of the things them kids say now. I sound like an old person. Them kids be like, where the receipts? I got receipts. You know, they got screenshots. But AI can make up screenshots now. A lot, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I need official documentation. I need notary stamped. I need signatures on it. Okay? Come on, KC Mobile Notary. Come on, print the receipts. Print the receipts. Because tonight we are taking the truth back into custody. Come on, Julia, print the receipts. D, hey D, print the receipts. Okay? Come on, Stacy, print the receipts. And Stacy's in music. I think Stacy some years back, correct me if I'm wrong, she does music and concerts and stuff like that. And singing gigs. If I'm not mistaken, Stacy puts her music on CDs and thumb drives. Okay? Listen, my musicians, my people in music, you need to go the Master P route. You need to go the Master P route. Put them things on some CDs. Put them things. I personally think people should go out and buy up CDs. Put your stuff on CDs, put it on thumb drives and sell them. Sell the thumb drive. Here you go. I remember that used to be the thing when people started putting their guess who's about to do that? Who used to put their educational systems on thumb drives? It would be locked so that people couldn't, like sell it off and whatever. But they have a discography or they have different things. And I want to go back to that. I have Samcart and I love Samcart, but there's certain things I want my people that I feel are like forever products. What if I could mail them a thumb drive? What if I have a bundle of great things and guess what? They don't have to log into my portal. I can die. If I die, that portal is only going to be open for so long. I can't tell you that my people are going to leave the portal open forever and going to keep paying that. This is why you want receipts. This is why people are second guessing what they buy. This is why when I do certain classes, I say, hey, you got 30 days, download it onto your device and keep it. Put it on a thumb drive, put it on the external hard drive, do something. That is a receipt, baby. I used to buy a lot of ebooks from different people back in the day, and it was some really good ones. Guess what I got a stack of? Ebooks. I got receipts. If I go back to that link and try to download it, that link is dead. Links can die, y'all. You do know that. Links can die. So print the receipts. Brandon says, how about banking statements? Sir, you better be getting them to your house. I have mine come to the house. So yes, banking statements too. Come on, boredom forever. Print the receipts. Anise, print the receipts. Come on, Kev. Okay. I love it. Look at all these print the receipts, y'all. Look at them. I'm putting them on screen. Come on, print the receipts. Come on, Grizoy. This is Miss Jackie, Bobby T's right there. Okay, so you still do. So Stacy, she says, yep, she still does. People still want it. They want like how I'm able to put in my Lauryn Hill and my old Butterfly CD was one of my favorite albums. I got Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson CDs. I got all them CDs. So these streaming service can kick rocks. Okay. Come on, Lee. Come on, Kim, the new blockchain. Come on. All right. So let's get into the first part. Access is not custody. Let's settle this first. Access is not custody. And this is where a lot of people are confused. You think because you can log into account, you own the record. No. It's not your playground, baby. You don't own the server. You don't own the passcode. You can't get into the back office. Okay. You do not have access. You think because the company emailed you a receipt, you have proof. Maybe until you cannot find the email, until the email account is full, until the account gets hacked, until the company changes the system, until the link expires. Some of my links expire until the attachment disappears. Ooh, until the portal goes down. Oh, we're doing maintenance in. Until the company says we only keep records for a certain number of years. And honestly, I wouldn't want to pay for all that storage either. So I'm not even hating on that. Until you need the document right now and cannot produce it. That is not custody. That is dependence. And a lot of us are dependent for the doctor to hold our records. For now, we got to call them and get this record. Can you send it? My father's had so much trouble trying to get his medical records sent over to one doctor. And like, oh, well, it's got to go through this. And then it's like, can you just give me the paper? Don't leave let me tell you, don't leave without receipts, y'all. Anywhere. Chiropractor, doctor, I don't care. Custody means I have a copy. It means I have a printed version. Custody means I have backup. It means I know where it lives. I can retrieve it without begging a portal. Okay. Custody means the record is not just floating in an app, an email, a cloud. Okay. Custody means I can put my hand on the proof. Let me say that again. I can put my hand on the proof. This is why I still get utility bills in the mail, even T-Mobile, and they can't stand it. No, I remember back in the day when you would get your cell phone bill and it would literally list every phone call you made. How long? Do y'all remember that? And they don't even want you to be able to even access it in the portals. See, they hide charges, y'all. They hide charges. Stores do it all the time. They're hiding charges. When you stand right there, now don't hold up the line. When you go into a store, you go to a restaurant, you sit there and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna review the receipt. When they come with that little kiosk machine and they're like, hey, you want to, and it big letters, they show where you can leave a tip. Where's my receipt? Give me, before I pay for anything, I need the receipt. Bring me a full receipt. Don't just bring me, I want it itemized. Okay? Run it. This is why I still get all that, okay? And when a bill cannot be mailed, I print it. Why? Because I want the paper trail. I want to track the spending. Listen, your bookkeeper will love you. Your accountant will love that. Okay? I want the business receipts. I want the household receipts. I want to know when tires were replaced. I want to know when the warranty started. I want to know what I paid. Okay? What account it came from, what category it belongs to, what year it belongs to, what binder it belongs in, because the person who can produce the record controls the argument. Let me say that again. The person who can produce the record controls the argument. The person who can produce the receipt controls the timeline. Ooh. The person who can produce the document controls the truth. And some of you are losing power because you cannot produce proof. Not because proof doesn't exist, okay? But because you do not have custody of it. Think about that. Sis Sammy says, my old eye doctor didn't transfer my records to the new office like he said he would. The new office told me that I would have to get a new eye test for my glasses since the old doctor retired. Guess what I do? I got my records. And I learned that too, right? Guess what? I have a place in my folder, and guess what it's for? When I got my eye exam, because that's what they're gonna do. You're gonna go off somewhere else, and then we gotta run all new panels. We gotta do right. That's what they do, and now you gotta pay for something that you don't even need. You already got paper proof. All my blood work, and I go and get my own blood work. I go to Quest Diagnostics. Y'all need to find a Quest Diagnostics need you, and you need to go do your own A1Cs, get your own fasted blood glucose level, check your lectins and all them different things. Okay, you get anything checked. I keep up with my records, because these doctors don't even want to check your blood because they don't really want to do the work. They just want to give you a pill. Can we get some blood work in here, please? Okay. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's medical records is a big thing. If you have a knockbox, and I'm a big fan of people getting a knockbox, they have a whole area for that. It's pretty dope. But you don't even have to get that. You could just have it. Okay. The person who can produce the record controls the argument. I need you to understand that. Come on. Didn't we talk about this yesterday? Come on, Kev, and bank yourself. Look what Kev wrote. Custody equals ownership. This is why gamers are upset with PlayStation. Not just PlayStation, is Xbox too. It's Sony, Xbox, and PlayStation. The decision to end physical copies of games. Trading physical custody for more digital access is not good. That part. And let me tell you something. It's going to come to each and every one of you all. When they see, this is the thing y'all didn't understand. When they said you will own nothing and be happy. Do you remember that? You will own nothing and be happy. Yeah. And the Xbox, I think it was the Xbox or the PlayStation CEO, why he just cashed out like $3.4 million of his stock, which was 50% of his portfolio. He cashed out 50% of his portfolio. Why? Because they know what's up. They know the backlash is coming, but they don't care because they're thinking about later on down the road. People, let me tell y'all something. Something y'all need to invest in is a printer. And honestly, I don't even think just one. You need to have a few. Printers are powerful. I was going to host a printer class and I was like, I don't think my people are ready for it, but people don't understand the power of a printer. Okay. They don't understand the power of a printer. And there's going to come a day, and mind you, let me just give my FYI. If you buy a printer, do not get an HP. HP can suspend your account and not even allow you to print anymore. Ask me how I know. I didn't use mine because I have a brother. I didn't use mine for a while. They suspended my account. And because I'm on their ink subscription, guess what? Because I'm on that cartridge subscription, it gave them the authority to shut down my printer. If you even use their paper, you won't be able to use anybody else's paper, only their paper. This is how sick these companies have gotten. Same thing with Adobe. Okay. Yeah, same. Most printers, like I have a fax machine and a scanner. So yeah, a scanner as well too, Lee. You're correct. All right. So this is a level of atrocity and control like never before. Go if y'all want to go down a good rabbit hole, go and look up all the forums and on YouTube on why people don't get an HP. I won't buy HP nothing. Now I ain't gonna lie, I like my HP, like the quality for certain, because I make a lot of journals. It does really, really good. But I can't wait till the day I could take a sledgehammer to it. But in the interim, I done made my money back. Printers are cheap, but there's coming a day you're not going to be able to use printers. It's going to be a relic. I really want to get one of them big industrial size ones. Okay. Because a lot of people, I'm telling you, documentation is going to be a real big thing. And it's a skill set that a lot of people don't have and they don't even know. They're like, oh, it's in the cloud. Oh, it's in my email. Oh, until you go to your email and everything's wiped out. Canon is real good for pictures and images. I like Canon too, but it's ink heavy and it's for literally if I was going to print pictures and photos, because I used to have a Canon, it was great. Okay. The 5 receipts we still need to pull. Okay. So let's finish what we started. We already covered the mind. We already covered money. Tonight, we're hitting the 5 receipts we still need to pull. And I'm not giving each one 20 minutes. We're not doing that. Okay. I'm giving you enough to know what to gather. All right. Number 1, body. Okay. Number 1 is the body, right? Listen, I do this with my bot and I'm building out some awesome things. And if I'm going to get a physician and a doctor, and I don't like them, I have my favorites, and the ones that I love are on YouTube. I will fly 2 states over to them. My primary care doctor, I met on the internet and I use her telemed services. Okay. And mind you, I don't live too far from a whole medical, what you call it? It's like an ecosystem, whatever. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like this. Jesus is my doctor, is the number one, but we're gonna use wisdom around here, right? But at the same time, if I'm a steward anything, if I'm gonna steward the wealth he gives me, I'm a steward the children he give me, I'm a steward, whatever he gives me. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to learn stewardship, start with your body. Let me tell you, and I almost died doing this. I neglected my body because I was stewarding my business. I neglected my body, but stewarded my business. And guess what started happening? My body became decrepit, started breaking down. I'm getting sick. All kind of weird things are happening. Business is booming, but guess what? I can't even enjoy it. I can barely hang on. I'm tired. I'm mentally spent. Anxiety through the roof, everything else. And guess what I wasn't doing? I was not stewarding my body. I wasn't governing my body. I'll tell you now, when God told me, Kim, I don't want you working on Saturdays. I don't want you working on, and I was just like, okay, well, I could do a little meetup every once in a while, because y'all know I do classes and stuff. I was like, I could do certain things. Okay. He said, I could show you better than I could tell you. It wasn't punishment. It was something. He knows I am more prone to overworking. Okay. I'm in close proximity to my clients, y'all. Very close proximity. So I can either see them, I can talk to them, we could get on a Zoom, we could get on a call. So I have a lot of work and I have multiple businesses. And he's like, you'll do all that. And you think because you pay some little funky tithes, or I don't do tithes, but if you give some money or you send up a few praises, that's enough. I need you to rest. I don't care if you just look at the wall, which is literally what I've done. I think I did that this past Saturday, which was the 4th of July. I made me some tea and I was moseying. I'm the chief mosier. I mosey. I walk by a plant, I'll prune it, sit on the porch a little bit. I repotted a plant, drunk some more tea, thought about the goodness of the Lord, talked to myself, talked to Mimi, played with my chat a little bit, fiddled through a little book or something. I mosey. And you want to, and that was out of obedience, y'all. Sometimes we may not understand it, but we got to do that. And what he was showing me, if God managed to rest on the 7th day, why can't you? And your 7th day could be whatever day that is, y'all. I don't want y'all to think it has to be Saturday, okay? But I'm just saying, you have to rest. You have to take time to reflect. That is the basis. You need a body to be in your garden. You need a body to go to work. You need your body to be able to be there for your kids and your spouse. Y'all taking care of everybody else but you. And guess what? Now you mad and pissed off because nobody taking care of you and you done took care of everybody else. You got a cold and people like, are you still gonna make that pie? Your feet all swelled up because you dealing with inflammation in the body, and then, are you still gonna come though? Are you still gonna watch the kids? People don't care about you. So you best learn how to steward your body first. You need receipts for your body. And when you start keeping receipts for your body, you ain't gonna let nobody kill you. No job, no person. Okay. Mr. King, hey, Mr. King, he says, unfortunately, I have one, Kimberly. What you're saying is true. Come on. So first receipt is the body. First receipt, the body. Your body has been keeping records. There's a book. I don't know if Samara's in here, but she said, Kim, I got the book. I'm reading the book. And I think you could get it free on YouTube, an audio book, and it's called The Body Keeps Score. Even your body keeps records on you. Your hair keeps records on you. Your skin. Do you not know you have a biological imprint on your DNA? And you won't even record you. You don't journal your body. You're not. What's going on with your body? How you feeling mentally, physically, spiritually? You need to be documenting it. I'm not saying write a whole thesis in a day. It could be 2 sentences. But it will give insights to so many different things. So your body has been keeping score. Your sleep is a receipt. Your energy is a receipt. Your inflammation is a receipt. Your pain is a receipt. Your craving, breath, recovery is a receipt. And we're not doing body shame. Okay. We're not doing that. We are doing body custody, because if you do not document what your body is reporting, you will keep trying to figure out what's going on. Let me tell you something. I don't have to, but I do this because I used to be diagnosed pre-diabetic. Something I do every day. Not every day now. I don't get on the scale every day. If my cycle is coming, I'm like, I already know I don't put on a couple of pounds and I don't want to deal with that. Okay. However, I get on my scale. That's a record. Okay. And I get on my scale and I also check with my Keto Mojo. I check my glucose levels and I check my ketones. So I prick my finger every day. I keep a log of that. And I do it throughout the day at certain times. I want to know where my blood sugar at, where my ketones at. Okay. If you get a random headache, fatigue, swelling, craving, pain, a random just crash, no. Pull the receipts. What did you eat? What time did you sleep? What changed? What did you ignore? What keeps repeating? What supplement helped? What food hurt? What movement worked? What did your body say before it screamed? For the body keeps receipts. If they want to drug test you, they want to get a real good, accurate drug test. What do they pull? They pull your hair, because your hair is going to keep drug receipts up to 6 months. Your hair be snitching on you. Your skin could be snitching on you. Your blood gonna snitch on you. It's keeping receipts. I want you to write down your patterns: sleep, food, water, energy, pain, movement, cycle, swelling, mood, recovery. Your body is part of the assignment. Do not leave your body undocumented. And if you went to the eye doctors, you got those papers, put it in your folder. You went to your primary care, you went to a specialist, put it in a folder. You went to the orthopedic like me when I broke my ankle and all that stuff. I think the orthopedic surgeon, I think, put it in a folder. I don't care how old it is. Because what happens is it starts to tell a story. You was in the emergency room dying in ICU for almost 2 weeks, Kimberly. Put it in the folder. Your body is part of the assignment. Do not leave your body undocumented. Again, we're not doing body shame. We're doing body custody. And if you're in here, go ahead and hit the like button. Okay. Go ahead and hit the like button so I can signal out to everyone else. Receipt number 2, your home. Second receipt is the home. Your home is testifying. The mail pile up is testifying. The desk is testifying. The kitchen is testifying. The closet is testifying. The car is testifying. Y'all with them junky cars. Clean it up. The junk drawer is testifying. That trunk is testifying. The drawer with the sauce packets is testifying. Not because your house has to be perfect, nah, but because that your house reveals what has no system. A pile is usually a delayed decision. A junk drawer is usually an unnamed category. A messy desk is usually an assignment with no workflow. A stack of mail is usually evidence you do not want to process. And this is where paper custody starts. Let me tell you something. Thank you, Kevin. Put that on there. Okay. Let me tell you something. I don't eat out, but every once in a while I will. I tell them outside of sometimes a few napkins. I have my own wet wipes in the car, and I keep a few napkins in case I have my niece or something like that for a spill, or I got to clean a bug. However, I tell them please keep your forks. I'm not going to use your mustard packet. I don't eat commercial food. It's toxic. Keep your ketchup packet. Keep your sauce packet. Unless I ask for that, okay? Keep it. Because the only thing I don't know who made up this rule that we got to save this stuff. And maybe because we don't want to, and I think it's kind of a poverty spirit, but you go in some people's kitchen and it's filled with all them plastic forks. It's filled with all those, that cellophane little baggy thing with the fork and the spork in it, and the knife and the paper, the napkin. Okay. It has mustard packets, ketchup packets, Polynesian, hot sauce packet. Why you have that? Why are you saving it? It's all old. It's just sitting there. You ain't used it. Throw it away. Throw it away. And going forward, if you go through the drive-through, if you go to a place where they give you all these extra linen stuff and whatever with your eatery, and you know you're gonna, I use my own silverware. I don't like to feel cheap eating out that stuff. And y'all know I'm a little bit of an elitist and a little bougie. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. So you do you. They come in clutch. But I'm the kind of chick, I was looking into this carry around silverware that I could just keep in my purse. But I don't eat out. Very rarely do I eat out. Okay. Everything uses hydrogenated oils and stuff. I can't, my body can't have it. So I'm just saying, give it a thought, just give it a thought. Let them keep their stuff. You don't need to eat and drive, no way. Or keep you some clean, nice forks. Get you some nice forks or chopsticks to keep in your glove compartment. It's going to grip the food better. And you don't need to be putting plastic utensils in your food, getting microplastics in your food and toxins from them plastics. Don't do that. Those plastic silverware, not silverware, but utensils are toxic. Okay? Little FYI. So a stack of mail is usually evidence you do not want to process. And this is where paper custody starts. Open that mail, print that bill, file the receipt, label the folder. I got a label maker too, y'all. I got a couple of those. Put the warranty where the warranties go. Put the tire receipt where the vehicle records go. You should have a vehicle binder anyways. Put the utility bill where the household records go. Put the business expense where the business records go. Stop letting your house become a graveyard for unprocessed proof. Because if your proof is scattered, your peace will be scattered too. And a lot of times the things that we're dealing with, okay, the things that we're dealing with are things that are in the background that is messing with our subconscious because we didn't get it done. Is that DRIVEHER says, I just went through my medical records today. You are speaking the truth. Come on. Come on. Okay. Hey, Faith in Christ. She says, I don't eat out. Facts. I don't eat out. I make my own food. I trust my hands are washed and clean. I am a neat freak. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Again, stop letting your house become a graveyard for unprocessed proof. Now, for my business owners, all right, a business with no records is a rumor with a checkout link. Let me say that again. A business with no records is a rumor with a checkout link. And listen, I have I'm doing an experiment. Because so FYI, y'all, all of those they're full, they're done. I'm shutting them down now. So all of those packages I have on the website for the consults, those are gonna be hidden now. Those are going down, and I'll stop putting up. Closer as we get to August, I will put up the rest of the year's classes. Will go on the website, okay? And classes, the main classes start on the 13th of September. However, what I'm doing about 10 people. And this is kind of like, I will, one of my famous packages is hire me as your boss. And basically, of course, at a cost, I'm taking like 10 people, and basically, I will be their manager, right? I will be their overseer. And so sometimes we need someone to just take over, right? Like we need someone to report to. And a lot of my people, they're so busy trying to figure things out, and they need someone to quickly help them make a decision. So I'm doing this. I think that rolls out later next week. And it's only for a few people, and I'm doing it because I have a bigger project I'm doing later on. So I, at a massively discounted price, I'm doing the hire me as your boss. and it's going to be a blast. I can't wait. And we're going to be meeting like sometimes daily. Some people would be daily. Some people would be a few times a week. It depends on the operations. Even if we're just meeting for 10 minutes, literally, I'm going to come in like a drill sergeant. So, it ties into this. A business with no records is a rumor with a checkout link. Just because all your stuff is in ChatGPT, y'all, it don't matter. That don't count. Just because it's in Google, it don't count. So the receipt I need for receipt number 3 is micro business. Okay, it's the micro business. Third receipt is the micro business, right? So you do not need another idea. You need custody over the ideas you already have. Your business has receipts. Your offers are receipts. Your sales are receipts. Your failed launches are receipts. Your customer questions are receipts. Your inventory is a receipt. Your content analytics, receipts. Checkout links are receipts. Your expenses are receipts. Your replays are receipts, Kimberly. Your PDF classes, templates, voice notes, and unfinished drafts, even sticky notes are receipts. So we're going to pull them. Okay? What made money? What almost made money? What ain't made no money? What got attention but no sales? What are people asking for? What inventory are you sitting on? What offer needs to be simplified? What class needs to become a replay, Kimberly? What replay needs to become a product, Kimberly? What process needs to become curriculum? What business expense needs to be printed and filed? Because a business in your head is not a business system. A business in your phone is not a business archive. A business with no records is a rumor with a checkout link. So no, print the receipts, track the spending, track the offers, track the inventory. Because a lot of you all talking about people all the time, you're sitting on millions of dollars just in your head. You want to know? Because I talk to you. And I'd be like, why you ain't? And then I got to look at myself. But I'd be like, why you didn't? Why you not? And I'm like, yo, y'all are brilliant. And you're just sitting on majesticness and you're not doing nothing with it. So track your customer questions, money, proof. Your micro business needs custody before it needs another idea. Fourth receipt, digital assets and IPs. Y'all know I love this, right? This is where the war is right now. From your phone, from you being on YouTube right now. This is where the war is. Your ideas, your voice, your likeness. You know, people thought I was a little crazy when, what is it? What is it called? YouTube. YouTube allows you to leave voice notes now. And I was like, nope, because I already know whatever you do on YouTube, they own. Your likeness, they own. Whatever you upload in there, they own it. I know this because I read the terms and services. I read when actually I don't read. Not that long. I have my bot read, and then and then I clone my voice, and I have my cloned voice read it back to me. I prompted to find the red flags and the things have changed. Okay, so it's a little, but I do read. I ain't reading all them terms and services all the time. Yeah, you didn't know that, Kev? You can, yeah. This is why I'm like, don't give your blood, sweat, and tears to these platforms because you don't even own you. You don't own you. This is like doing a 360 deal with Young Money, right? This is like the baby, no Birdman, or who that one in prison? What, Suge Knight? They own you, boo. You don't own you. Ask Michael Jackson. I mean, not Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan. Does he own his name? Nope. Look at how many people don't own their likeness. They don't own their brand. They don't even own their name. They didn't read the fine print. So this is where the war is. Your ideas, voice, likeness. Be careful what ideas you put in them free platforms. Oh, you could put all your ideas in Google. You could put in the Google Drives like hell. Like hell. Let me tell you something. You think they ain't reading your stuff? You think they're not training it? Anything is free. And this is why I tell some of y'all, everyone, it should be free. And shut up. Because if you was managing a server, right? If it's gonna be free, what's that thing? I love that thing that what's his name? That actor. Denzel Washington. when he was talking to Jamie Foxx, and he said, I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. Listen, when things are free, they're leaving here with something. And that something can be your idea, it could be your likeness, it can be your photos, it could be your voice, and they're going to use it and profit off of it. This is why they say it's free. Oh, it's free. It's not free. It's not free, y'all. Oh, they freely give it to you because they're freely stealing your data and using your data. And let me tell you something, when these internet passports come out and all these different things, oh, you can freely do this, but you're going to have to give a part of you. You're going to have to give up something. Okay. Ann says Kevin Hart literally sold his name earlier this year to private equity. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Faith in Christ says, I was shocked how many stars don't own their name like Muhammad Ali. Which isn't really even his real name. But guess what? I think Otis Redding is another one. Brandon says YouTube is to content creators is like a barbershop and salons having a booth. Exactly. So the war is your ideas, voice, likeness, videos, transcripts, classes, designs, templates, frameworks, notes, prompts, photos, brand assets, customer records. What are they? And do they have custody? Not access, custody. Because your phone is not custody. Your cloud is not custody. Your email, not custody. Your social media page is not custody. Your Canva account, that is not custody. Your Google Drive is not custody by itself. Those things may be tools. And listen, use the heck out of the tools. They are not the whole archive. So you ask yourself, what should I lose? Or what would I lose if I got locked out tomorrow? What would I lose? Like when I got locked out of my Mac and I had to do a hard reset this past weekend. What did I lose? Oh, that's right. I got an external hard drive. Bloop. Okay. What would I lose if my phone broke tonight? What? And that's, listen, man, phones are like everything now. I wouldn't want to lose my phone more than anything. What would I lose if my email was compromised? What would I lose if the platform changed the rules? What would I lose if the company deleted the account? If the answer is everything, then you do not have custody. You have dependence, and that's scurry. Your IP needs a custody map. Where is the original? Where is the backup? Where is the printed proof? Where is the date? Where is the transcript, the folder, registration, copyright note, trademark note? Where is the evidence that this came from you? Stop outsourcing your data and then acting shocked when someone else controls it. Whoever holds the papers holds the truth. Again, whoever holds the papers hold the truth. If the answer is everything, remember, if the answer is everything, then you do not have custody. You have dependence. Okay. And I'm going to say this nicely. Duh. He says, do you think Claude is harvesting our IP as we build out these unique tools? Yep. Listen, and now from my understanding, that I do build out a lot of different things, agents, web-based apps. Now I use ChatGPT, of course, and some third-party services, but I have a business account. And from my understanding, they're not training their models. It says it at the bottom of my screen that they're not using it to train their models, but side eye, we know how that go, right? Nonetheless, Claude, it's funny how Claude was supposed to be the humanitarian, LLM and everything, and they was gonna do it. They was using Claude to bomb them people over in Iran. Okay, so it's actually more nefarious than a lot of the other platforms, but definitely Claude is doing that. And let me tell you why. I don't even think it's because they want to. I think it's because they have to. Because again, whoever holds the data, whoever holds the keys to the data, whoever owns the workflow, okay, they have the upper hand. Because guess what? They can just dismantle. Look at how they got hacked. That whole thing, that back door, that easy back door that got hacked. They had to shut down their own system just to be able to. They're playing Russian roulette, but they know people will pay a lot of money to keep their data. He also says, all my tools are offline first. Come on. You can connect your API key, but offline is my go-to. That's how you do it. And listen, offline, remember, and I think sometimes we forget we did a lot of things offline. We did a lot, y'all. A lot of things didn't need AI in real time. It didn't need you being even connected to the internet. Okay. Let me tell you, that's going to be actually, I was listening to a podcast. That's going to actually be, there's a name for it. He says, I plan on selling all my tools on my website. Let me tell you something. That is going to be a lane because a lot of people don't understand workflows and tools. It's kind of like, I think they call it, it's like a form of SaaS, so what is it? SaaS, service as a, sales as a service, or service as a sale. I forget what SaaS stands for. Nonetheless, it's like a SaaS product. And a lot of people, they just don't, like all these companies that had to fire all those, they fired all those people stupidly for AI, but they don't know how to really leverage AI. And then AI became more expensive than having the employees. This is why they're rehiring the employees and having to pay them more. And reinstate a whole bunch of different things because they thought AI was going to help them in their bottom line and make more profits, when in fact it ended up being more expensive. So yeah, that's the way to go. So you do not have a life binder. You have a life scavenger hunt. Again, you do not have a life binder. You have a life scavenger hunt. Let's get into fifth receipt, personal records. This is where a lot of people are living dangerously. You're on the edge. They have no life binder. They have a life scavenger hunt. If something happened, nobody would know where anything is. And let me say this clearly. Your life is not just spiritual. Your life is also administrative. Joseph, anybody? Where is your ID information? Your passport. Like I gotta, my passport expires next year in 2027. And they say that you have to get everything updated. They prefer for you to get everything updated 6 months prior. So but guess what? I have it in a fireproof safe. I have a special bin. I have a passport card, and I have my passport book. And so I'm getting all of that redone. I know right where it's at. When I have to go to a bank, they're like, we need a second form of ID. If you get a passport, get the passport card, because I use my passport card as a second form of ID. Okay. Where is your insurance policies? Where are your emergency contacts? Where are your medical notes? Where are your passwords or password instructions? Where is your vehicle records, pet records? Mimi has records. I have her records from when I got her from the shelter. I keep Mimi's records. My baby, if anything happened to her, I have everything that they did, the surgery they did on her, anything they have, I got it. When she was chipped, well, she's still chipped, but I turned that off because they ain't going to be stalking me. Right? I ain't paying for that chip. That's a way for them to stalk you. All right. But pet records, property records, warranties, bank accounts listed, business documents, beneficiary notes, instructions. Where's the paper trail? Because somebody may one day need the truth from your records, not your memory, not your vibes, not I think it's in my email. What? No, the printed proof, the irrefutable document, the paper trail, the binder, the folder, the system. This is why we are doing binder custody setup. I hope y'all are in Sunday's class is going to be, because I don't see me teaching no more this summer. Okay. Came out of hiatus for this one. All right. Because my Bank Yourself folks wanted it. But yeah. Okay. You do not have a life binder. You have a scavenger hunt. Okay. Oh, Candy, you in? Yay. I cannot wait to see you, girl. It's a live Zoom. I'll be on there with my pie face because I have everything to show y'all or whatever. It's my adult study halls are really good. So it's gonna be great. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Ooh. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, I thought I skipped something. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. All right. This is why I teach binder classes, because we are in an hour where everybody wants your data, but nobody wants, right? Nobody wants custody. They want you paperless. They want your portal dependent. Go to the portal. Go to the portal. Go to the portal. Did you use your portal? No, give me the paper. I don't want the portal. Even though I do use portals for my clients. But guess what? You can get. I mean, I don't know how you. I give out paper. A lot of my stuff, I think, is automatic. They want you app dependent. Did you download our app? No, and I don't have a phone. It don't accept apps. They want you dashboard dependent. They want you memory dependent. These supermarkets, if they tell you to do an app, do not do it. I'm telling you now, do not do it. And I used to be really big into apps. That's why I do web-based apps. These stores like Kroger and Walmart, do not put that stuff on your phone, and don't put it on your desktop, because they're using cookies 24/7 reading your stuff on your desktop. Okay? They want you memory dependent. They want you subscription dependent. They want you to trust that it is on file. No, it needs to be in my file. Binder custody setup is not about going backward. It is about becoming decentralized hybrid being. Okay? Kroger is the worst, girl. Use the tech, print the proof, use the cloud, keep the paper, use the app, build the binder, use the portal, download the statement, use the email, print the receipt. That is hybrid custody. It's not anti-tech, it's anti-dependency. And it begins in every facet of yourself. Your body needs records, your home needs records, your business needs records, your money needs records, your IP, okay, needs records. Your personal life needs records. Household needs records. Future needs records. Because if you cannot produce the receipt, you are at the mercy of whomever can. And corporations fear a documented person. They fear you, y'all. Feared. Police won't mess with you. Judges won't mess. You got receipts, and you gonna submit that into evidence? Yeah, we're gonna drop the charges. Yeah, I thought so. They fear the person who can say, no, I have the bill, I have the contract, I have the receipt, I have the statement. I just had to do that with one of my clients. I think she's still in here today. She's writing a book. She's doing a project. And she's like, oh, Kim, I'll send it over to you if you could take a look at it. Da, 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 da. I said, yeah, that's fine. It's in your bot, right? In ChatGPT. I said, yeah. I said, well, have your bot draft me up a general. So if you send it to anyone else, a general NDA. And that NDA is for this product that you're about to send over to me. And she knows I'm not going to take and run off with it and do anything. However, I want you all to be in the exercising of protecting your intellectual property and having receipts. People know you're serious. They will take you seriously. You'll be surprised who will steal from you. I thank you for trusting me, but ma'am, make me sign the NDA and don't send me nothing until you, because I teach my people this, until I sign the NDA. Okay? My father just bought me a new gun. He got me a new gun, and he gifted me some other weapons because he's always giving me weapons. I grew up in a military family, y'all. So He got me some other weapons, and because the weapons at one point he bought them in his name, and they were in his custody, I did a 9-page custody report. I took pictures of the serial number. I took different angles of the weapons that he gifted me. I put it in my Canva. I removed the background. I uploaded it. I drafted it, put all those images in ChatGPT. I prompted, I have agents that work for me and bots that work for me. So I prompted like, hey, this is a situation. Here's my name. Here's my father's name. Here's the last four of our social. Here's the date. We're in the state of Georgia. And though legally we don't have to do this, I wanted to do this. My father wanted to do this. And so that there was a transfer of custody, because we're dealing with weapons. We're dealing with guns. It was knives and guns. Okay. And so that was just an added layer of protection for us. So what if someone steals my gun, right? Steals my gun, goes to commit a murder. However, right, they go and find the serial numbers traced to my father, but then my father could say, hey, here's the receipt. I gave this to my daughter. I bought this for my daughter. You see what I'm saying? So it just, you will operate your life differently when you do these type of things. Okay. So they fear the person that says, I have the bill, contract, receipt, statement, date, policy, warranty, especially warranty, transcript, file, proof. That is custody. That is power. That is stewardship. Okay. So let me close this whole audit series. You are not behind. You are under audited. But now you cannot unknow it. You cannot say, I feel stuck, without asking, where is the evidence? You cannot keep saying, I need to do better, okay, without asking, where is the receipts? You cannot keep saying, I want sovereignty, while outsourcing every record. You can't say, I want freedom, while living portal dependent. I think you get the drift. The first half of 2026 gave you evidence. The second half requires custody, not vibes, custody, not motivation, custody, not screenshots, custody, not memory, custody, not it's in my email somewhere. And when you go looking for it, you can't find it. No, custody. Print the receipts, pull the bills, open up those bills, confront them, file the warranties. Go ahead and do that. I bought my bike, Dana, cost me about $1,000. And it's only I think a 3-year warranty or something on it. That was the first thing. I went to my computer. The first thing I did after I test ride it, because I got it at a bike shop, so I had them put it together, because I'm a girl. I'm not doing all that. And I got all my paperwork for the bike. I got all of that. And he handed me my card for the warranty. I immediately got on my computer and I registered my bike. It has a serial number. It has everything. I wrote down everything and I filed it away. So file the warranties, track the spending, document the body, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Order the house, map the business, back up the IP, gather the personal records, and build the binder. Because whoever holds the paper holds the truth. And I want you to be able to hold the truth about your own life. Don't put that in the hands of somebody else. The warning was mercy. The receipts were evidence. The binder is custody. Now go build the second half like a documented man and or woman, like a steward, like a builder, like someone who finally stopped outsourcing the proof. So with that, I thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series. I know it's not sexy. It's not satiating. It's not like, ooh, this is new. Listen, y'all. Everything always in history, we revert back to the old. We revert back to what works. Listen, I'm a tech girly. I teach tech, but I also understand that a lot of things are getting lost in our codependency on tech. And our codependency, or I'll just call that place, they got the records. I'm sorry, ma'am, those burnt up. Yeah, we had a fire. I bet you did. Listen, what is about to happen? It's going to be like none other. And we're going to see a lot of things lost. People are going to lose a lot of different things because they didn't have records. Look at what's going on in New York. There's a certain group of people going around stealing people's homes. You want to know why? Because they didn't keep records. They didn't stay up on the records. They just, oh, it's all right. We got it. There are people who are finding trees cut down on their land because they had no kind of monitoring system. Oh, we own about 30 acres. You go there, they done stole your land and cleared out all the trees, took all the value and the resources. This is happening throughout the United States. Make time to document and record your life and the things within it. I want you all to become archivists. One of the first employees that I hired in my business, an AI employee, is an archivist, someone who archives information. Yeah. And I can summon, sounds evil, but I can summon that employee. They all have names and everything. And I say, hey, what about when such and such? And I upload files and I say, I want you to keep this in the archive. I want you to remember this. I want you to, when we need, and right now, I mean, OpenAI's memory is on point. It's doing a lot of great things right now. Listen, it's amazing what you can do. I just keep my mouth shut about it because that's my own intellectual property. Kind of like what Ant Dog does. Okay. All right. So I bless all of you all. I pray, it is my prayer that all of you all become stewards, that God gives you divine ability and strength to, I know you may not want to confront the drawer. You don't want to confront the glove compartment. You don't want to confront that stack of paper. I get it. But the first thing you do, just make stacks. Put all the retail receipts in one stack. Put all the sticky notes in one stack. Put all the loose leaf paper in another stack. Put all the manuals in another stack. Just do that. The next day, come back to the stack. Now you're going to give everything in that stack a home. Put it in Ziploc bags. You could put it in an old Kroger bag and then write in a permanent marker on a piece of paper and stick it to the piece of paper to it, like a big 5x7 card, and do it like that. Or if you got, I got a bunch of bins. If you got bins, little office bins, you can put them in that. And then you eat an elephant piece by piece. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. And I'm going to tell you something. The weight on your spirit is going to lift like nothing you ever experienced before. Because you want to know why? You have structure. You have order. You have control. You know what things is. And then you become a better steward. Steward your home. Steward your home-based business. Steward your body. Steward the tools. And watch how life just yields for you, okay? So I pray that for each and every one of you all. Be stewards. Be custodians. Be archivists, all right? In Jesus' name. All right, y'all take care. And I see a bunch of you all on Sunday. All right, bye-bye.